So Pulsechain has higher throughput, better security, lower environmental impact to the point of nearly none. Is a newer coin with more features, is faster than Bitcoin, but Bitcoin has an $800 billion market cap. Pulsechain doesn't. Why? Well, we're new. We're on the way, right? Things will get better, in my opinion. So, like, oh, and for you listening, is that a forward-looking price statement? Nope, not a forward-looking price statement, not financial advice. So we've got a wonderful network. We've got wonderful features. We've got wonderful airdrop. There's, you can do lending on the Pulsechain network. There's projects that let you borrow coins. There's projects that there's stable coins on Pulsechain. There's all types of stuff people have launched on Pulsechain. Guys, the network is good. Works great. Oh, and the bridge is free too. Somebody set the bridge to 0 fee so that using the bridge has no fee, both directions. So if you go to bridge.pulsechain.com, there's no fees currently. In, out, either way, no fees. Now you're going to pay a fee on the Ethereum network. Nothing you can do about that. That's Ethereum's side, right? So you got a great network and you got a ton of free coins. And it's worked flawlessly for 7 months. Go make it great, guys. Launch stuff on it, use it, build fiat on-ramps, make a money transmitter in your state, make a licensed money transmitter in your state, and you can, make the community better. Like,
everybody, and welcome back. And of course, here we are on Easter Monday, is it? So a very, very fun time over the Easter. Hope you guys have enjoyed the Easter. Been very, very cool indeed. And yeah, we've got Japon in the house there. Good morning. Good to see you, Japon. Lies Beneath the Truth. Hello, how are you today? Very, very good. Now, one thing I want to say about that intro video is I really love it. It sort of sets a tone for 2024 from Richard there around Christmas time. Now, obviously, the bridge has changed a little bit with the fee. It's still free to come from Ethereum to Pulsechain. Of course, there's 30 basis points on from Pulsechain to Ethereum, so that has changed since that video. But the rest of the video is a very bullish for 24, 25. I really like it, and a good steadying hand there from Richard. We got the ultimate strategy course, Hex, EHEX, PLSX incentive for the win. Definitely in the house there. And yeah, we're going to talk about that today. That's our main topic, is the Richard Hart Gold and cryptos. So stay tuned for that. We got Sandy Beach. Hello, Hex Token, everybody. Big shout out to Sandy. Amazing. Does wonderful things for the community. Thanks, Sandy. And happy Easter indeed. Yeah, still Easter, is it? Still technically Easter. It's Easter Sunday, I should say. Well, it's Easter Monday, right, too? And Easter Sunday is still there in the US. I think it is. Yeah, it is still in New York too. Yeah, New York as well. So it looks like America is still in on Easter Sunday, which is the resurrection day, and we love that, of course. We got Joey Torres in house there. What's up, Easter? Happy Easter, says Joey. Happy Easter to you. Christine says, love my Hex PLSX PLS. Hey, Superman. Hexkins, happy Easter, y'all. Absolutely, Christine. Great to see you in the chat too, by the way. And great combination of assets for sure. Last day of squat challenge today. Woohoo! Ab challenge starts tomorrow. So if you haven't been following Sandy Beach, she does health and fitness updates for the Pulsechain Next community. And February was push-up challenge. March was squat challenge, which is the last day of the day. And then April's going to be, is April? Yeah, April's going to be ab challenge. Ab challenge starts tomorrow. So there we go. 1st of April today. Unfortunately, I don't have any April Fools for you guys. So this is the way it goes. It's April Fools is valid up to like midday. It's currently just gone past midday here in good old New Zealand at the bottom of the world, of course. 12:34, so 34 minutes past the midday. So I can't do any April Fools. Anyway, so there we go. We got Jenna in the house there. Good morning, all. Good to see you, Jenny. Welcome to Jazz, also one of our awesome moderators as well. And yes, it's still Easter. See Sandy Beach, still Easter there. I bet you, Sandy, you've got your. I bet when you went on one of those walks, you've probably got your own little Easter egg trail that you put out there. I don't know. I just have that imagination, but there we go. And I'm sure you were discovering the own eggs that you had hidden away and forgot about. I bet you set that up the day before, and then you go, oh wow, well, look at the Easter eggs. I don't know. It'd be fun. All right, all right. Let's see now. Let's get into it. Let's get into the market, see what's going on here. Let's go for gold. Bam! Look at that green. It's beautifully green. Don't you love these green charts? Last year it was pretty red. More often it was red than green. Now it's maybe the end of last year was getting very green, but certainly been a lot more green these days. Bitcoin at $71,559 for one Bitcoin. It hasn't been over the all-time high of 69,000 that much, has it? In a long time, and now we've got new all-time highs, so up 2% today. Bitcoin dominance at 50.94%, looking very good indeed. You can see Bitcoin Cash and BSV are even up more, 13%. And BSV there, the BSV, the real Satoshi, Greg White, 6%, up 6%, $103. So they're doing pretty well. What else did we got? Ethereum there up 3.89%. That's looking pretty good, $3,663. Obviously, Ethereum hasn't even got really that close to its all-time high, $4,900. So it's still a long way to go, which is good news. Means there's plenty of run in the bull market, right? And of course, what else we got there? I did see a report out, I think it was Morgan Stanley yesterday or something like that. Was talking about being halfway through the bull market. I think it's a bit longer than that. Depends on what your time frame is. I still got it going into Q1, possibly Q2 next year. That's kind of the length of the bull market. Considering it started October, late October, November last year. That's kind of the run there at the moment. All right, so what else did we got? The meme coins still doing pretty well. We got Pepe and Dodge are up, so up 8.73%, and Dodge is up 10.5%. Now, we know that on Pulsechain, that's been a place where people have been making a lot of money lately. There's a lot of influencers out there, like the 9MM team, Abit and the Oranges people, Moon King, and all those people out there launching, coins. Trayvon doing meme coins, launching them live and pumping them and all that sort of stuff. But there, some of them will, or most of them probably will end up being pump and dumpers. So you are speculating it is the casino part of crypto, the old meme coins. Now, some of them do survive and get big network effects and make mad gains, like Dodge and Pepe and SHIB, for example. So there we go. And of course, we saw one launch today. Your friend Somi got one himself, one of the big influencers in the space. And I'm not sure if he actually launched it himself or somebody else that haven't had time to check all that. So much happening these days, and I'm checking so many other things. So there we go. That is where we are at the moment. ICP standing out, looking pretty good there, and up 6% at $19. So there's some standouts. Otherwise, everything's pretty green across the board, with a couple of percent gains at least for most of them. So not too bad. I see Lido there is also standing out as well, up 6%, $2.96. So some of the DeFi doing pretty well, and that's some of the highlights. All right, let's get into Bitcoin and zoom on a bit closer. Look at this chart. It looks so good, doesn't it? This is Bitcoin. And, of course, we got up to this previous all-time high here on the 14th of March of $73,835. And we're back at $71,246, looking very good indeed. Look at that, looking really strong. And what do we got here? We've got the 50-day moving average at 62,400 and the 200 days at 47,000. So it's slowly picking up there. And you guys know what's coming up. You guys know it's Bitcoin halving, and it's just creeping up on us slowly and surely. What will happen when we pass it by? Well, we're hoping for that full-on bull market, right? The full-on carnage of a bull market. And we're currently 19 days away from it. Now, the first month after the Bitcoin halving, we have seen in previous halvings, at least one big definitive one where it was a bit choppy, a bit of a little pullback in the bit after the Bitcoin halving. So we may get that this year. It's definitely plausible after having such a nice run up. So this might get a little bit choppy in here, maybe for 30 days. Now that would last us how far? That would be about through to the 19th of May. So that could definitely happen before we really start taking off. A bit of a cool off in the price, bit of profit taking, and then up and away. Now that being said, of course, we do have a little bit of bullish news after that. Potentially the Ethereum ETFs, which is a pretty low probability of approval at the moment, 25%. And of course, in May 23rd, potentially the interest rate pivot. So we do have a little bit of possible news there. Other than that, Bitcoin looking pretty good. And we're only got 19 days away until we expected that block height to hit. So pretty cool. what's it? Yeah, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. Let's enjoy it the next couple of weeks. Ethereum, of course, on the rise as well. $3,649. A nice little pump today as well. It looks like we're sitting at $3,334 on the 50 moving average, and we're currently at $3,650. So quite a bit above that. And of course, Ethereum's got a lot more way to go there as well. Now, typically, we see Bitcoin move, then Ethereum, and then the altcoins, mid caps, and everything else follow after that, sort of in that phase. And we're still yet to see, quite a bit of that action. So it's kind of the play there. And like I say, Bitcoin halving coming up, expected 20th of April. And then, of course, Ethereum ETFs on 23rd of May. And then potentially we have the interest rate pivot in the 11th of June, if not deferred to July, sorry. But the first half of this year looking still pretty good with the news flow. But only 25% chance of an Ethereum ETF approval, so don't get too excited about that. Really, Bitcoin's going to be the fuel for the big rally. And of course, maybe interest rate pivot will help that along as well. So that's kind of it for Ethereum at the moment, looking pretty good at 3,749. And of course, we hit that local high back on the 12th of March at 4,093. So we've been over 4,000, and we're pretty much over it for about 3 days, let's say, maybe even 4 days there around that time. So bring it on. And of course, 4,900 is where we want to get to. That brings us into Pulsechain, of course, and that's the title of the video. Oh boy, oh boy, opportunity of a lifetime on Pulsechain really is amazing. I mean, these pullbacks can be quite grueling to go through. Obviously, you look at your portfolio value, but man, is the upside potential getting all the volume at the moment. Man, that's like the upside again. You get another chance. It's like, how many chances do you want? Well, you get another chance. Eventually, there will be no chances, right? Eventually, it will be magic upright, and it will all be up, and away. So just remember that. A lot of people online, I see a lot of people on X and stuff like that. Obviously, we're a no drama channel. I do see a lot of people on X and stuff like that getting fudded out, and that's because they listen to the gossip and the opinions and the people that just finding it tough out there to handle the price fluctuations. But once again, just keep the diamond hands, accumulate, get those positions nice and solid. Take the opportunities, don't get fudded out. Now, obviously, always have a diversification portfolio. Multi-chain, definitely recognize that, and of course. You want to just get your positions set nice, but Pulsechain really is an opportunity for the lifetime for Pulsechain. It just keeps coming back again, and like I say, eventually it won't be that way. So just take note of that. Trev's in the house there. A great work, man. I appreciate that, Trev, and welcome to the chat. We got Pulse Yoga as well. Easter is the time of new beginnings. Absolutely, Pulse Yoga. Great time for refreshing and remembering the resurrection of Jesus, and of course. The special time you get to have with your family and friends. I love, I was talking about Sandy earlier about the Easter eggs and stuff like that. I used to love that as a kid, hunting the Easter eggs. That was definitely a great memory. So if you're a parent out there, that's definitely an activity you should do with your family, your kids, because it is one of those things that you do remember really, really well. And it's always fun for the parents as well. We got Wookie in the house there. Wookie's in the spot. So good to see Wookie. Yeah, big shout out to Wookie. The Warriors won, didn't they, over the Knights yesterday? I feel sorry for Brendan today, but, hey, the Warriors did win on the league. So congratulations to the Warriors. They're in the rugby league. Living Man's here. Pulsex is fire, says the Living Man. Yeah, looking pretty good. And Magnus in here is Hey Suit Man. Hey, good to see you, Magnus. Always a pleasure. And what else we got there? Leave. Let them leave. We will prevail, says Lies Beneath. Yeah. Got to have those diamond hands. Got to have the accumulation where you can. And we got Archie in the house as well. Evening, Hex Token. Hey, Archie. Evening to you. And welcome to the chat as well. Looking good here. So let's get into today's results. This is day 324 as we slowly creep towards that 1 year on Pulsechain. Day 324 and 365, right? That's the 1 year. Now, let's look at Pulse at the moment, 000101. We are really at that support line, aren't we? We really are at that support line today as we're talking about it live here at the moment. We're at 1% basically over the mean sacrifice price there. The price is down 5%, and we have been bleeding out the last couple of days. So that's the downtrend. That's your opportunity. We're talking about on the title of the video, of course, opportunity of a lifetime to pick up some of these discounts. Pulsex at the moment. Now, remember, the price goes down, you get picked up so much more volume. And of course, the more hodlers and diamond hands, even when we do go on the upside, the price goes up even more, right? So if it's in the strong hands of the believers, and I'm not talking about Justin Believer, as you guys know, I'm talking about believers here. I don't know what we call them, pulse believers. I don't know. You let me know. PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0384, down 7%. So you can pick up so much more PulseX at the moment. That's going to be groovy too. And of course, it's burning. It's being destroyed at the moment. So we've had 775 billion destroyed of PulseX. That's 3.8% of all public PulseX is now gone for good. Gone for good. Not coming back. And of course, we also have on top of this, on top of Pulse and PulseX, we have the two liquidity forks, Liquid Loans and Power City, adding additional supply sinks, taking additional Pulse and PulseX off the market in addition to the buy and burn here on PulseX. Now, obviously, PLS has EIP 1559, so it's got that burning mechanism as well. Incentive token at the moment is $5.54, down 8.89%, 54,882 Pulse. That's down, obviously, with Pulse down. And the ratio to Pulse down, that's come down 8.89%, so it's our biggest pullback at the moment. But incentive tokens has been performing like a boss. And there's some people have got some big predictions for incentive token, especially as we get into the emission reduction expected after the first year, right? So that's going to make the emission even lower. So that's going to be potentially, and then the price could get pumped. There's some of the theories out there. You know, guys, I don't want to get into too much of that, but that is some of the stuff where big buyers come in. And maybe the magic carpet, right? And man, this incentive token could get quite expensive. So it's $5.54 at the moment. What will it be in the future, especially after the emission curve, curves down? And maybe how long have we got to go? 40 days. Yeah, let's see what happens in 40 days and 40 nights, Arabian Nights of magic carpet ride. How about that? How did I put that together? I don't know what that was. It was like magic. There we go. So there we are, down 8.89% at the moment. Now we've got how many? 27,881,000 incentive tokens in existence, and of course they are created from the PulseX V1 farms. And of course, remember, there's not 100% of the fees from those liquidity pools goes to the buy and burn. So if you're looking to do alternatives, you have to go to V2, right, to get the fees from those. But there's no farms on V2, right? So just remember that. All right, so that's kind of where we're at the moment. At PHEX and Hex. So Hex is there, finally fallen below 1 cent there at the moment, 98/100th of a penny, down 7.82%, and EHEX there at a 19/100th of a penny. Combined price of EHEX and PX is at 1.17 cents. Now we keep getting rejected at that 3 cent mark. You guys know it. I've been talking about it a long time. We've had 3 good goes at it, I would say, and rejected. So maybe 4th time lucky. Normally it's 3rd time. Maybe it's 4th time lucky on that, but it's going to be probably a little while away. And maybe May. May is kind of when we're going to have that full year of shakeout, right? Full year of shakeout. So that is the results at the moment. 3 a day for 324. And of course, we've got a big opportunity. The fact that these prices have pulled back so much down to these general support areas is a big, big deal. So let's go have a look at the charts and see where we're at there. So this is Pulse on the daily. And you can see that we are really coming to hit this yellow support line that I've had up here for a couple of days. And that is obviously at the mean sacrifice price. So that's kind of a natural support area. It also happens to be the pre-SEC price as well. This is back on the 31st of July. So that is where that's the defense line there. We really do want to hold that. Obviously, with the price coming back, we've had plenty of days of the price coming back. You can pick up lots more volume. Nice place to hold there at the moment. Now, if we do come down, we have got probably that 409,000. Somewhere around that ballpark is the next kind of support level. And you can see that back here in July. It's kind of where we had there as well. The other thing, of course, the RSI is down pretty oversold, but not fully oversold. And, of course, down here at 33, 34. Probably a reasonable place for it to defend at the moment. So quite a lot of stickiness here. But like I say, there is room to move down to maybe 9,000 before we, decide to go back up again. That's kind of where we are at this stage on a Pulse there. Let's go to a broader. Let's look at a longer time frame though. Let's go to the weekly. Have a look at the weekly, how that's holding up. So that's the weekly there. The RSI is still in kind of the general beginning of the oversold period. But that is it on the weekly there for Pulse. Once again, pretty much the same analysis there at the moment. Now, I haven't got any moving averages there, so it's good to add those on. I'm probably going to do that in the future, so you'll see some moving average crosses as well. I haven't even got the EMA cross on here at the moment. So let's do that. Actually, let's put the EMA cross on. That's just a quick one to get things warmed up. And you can see, yeah, we're pretty much in the seller's zone here at the moment. So, but we have hit the support line here. So this is the one to hold. And like I say, it can still go down further, maybe down to 9,000, something like that. We'll see before it bounces off, but definitely a good accumulation zone at the moment. Now, Pulsechain as well, it's got a bit of further it can go. Pretty similar analysis with the RSI down here at 34. So it is almost fully oversold, but not quite, and can go a bit down a bit further. However, has been bouncing off this sort of level around 34 and hasn't been going under 30, which is, you know, sort of in the oversold territory for full on. And so here we are at the moment, 3,800. We have breached the 4,000, so that's pretty critical. The next line, of course, is pretty much 3,300. So we're at 3,800 at the moment, 3,300. So I guess we're what I'd call in the buying zone at the moment, in the buying zone in here. So there we go. Obviously, if it gets to 3,300, then you're going to pick up way more volume at than 3,800. But we are in kind of that buying zone at the moment. The other thing is that you can see we had this wick back down here. Look, we're coming back down to this wick. That wick is back down into the 3,300 line. Back here on the 23rd of January. Isn't it funny how we come back down to those wicks often? Yeah, it happens a lot. So let's go to the weekly as well. Yeah, on the weekly, you can see that wick down there. Look at that, from the 22nd of January, coming back down to the 3,300 line. So like I say, 3,300 is potentially where we might land before we bolster out there. But like I say, the RSI is in slightly oversold territory there. Particularly on the daily there, a little bit room to move. We might get to the 33, but like I say, we're kind of in that buying zone at the moment as well. Now, obviously, nothing I'm saying is investment advice. We're just looking at the charts and having a common sense look at where this is going, and that's where it is. Let's go to incentive token. Now, this is still talk of a town. Now, obviously, with Pulse pulling back a bit further potential, we're currently at that at 1,000. If we do get to 900, 9,000 or whatever, then we can always come down further here on the incentive token, but at the moment this has been performing like a star, and like I say, we will probably in 40 days or so we'll probably get up to that first emission cut on the amount of emissions there, and it'll be interesting to see what buying we get in there. And that would also co-align with the May 1 year of weekends and 1 month after the halving and all that sort of stuff. So May does look pretty juicy, doesn't it? May does look pretty bullish, like a turning point. We will see. Obviously, we're just playing some speculation there. But maybe the magic carpet ride really kicks off in May. May and pray, is it? 10,000 May and pray? I don't know. 10,000 there. That May. I don't know why I'm saying 10,000 all the time. May and pray. There we go. For magic carpet ride. There we go on that one. Now, what we're at the moment on the weekly on the incentive token there. Look at that. That's what we've had every week. Look at that. It's been beautiful on the incentive token. And we've had a high so far of 61,000 on the ratio. So 61,000 pulse per one incentive. We got all the way back into the July period. Look at that's crazy, right? Pre-SEC too, like pre-SEC. And that's how bullish it's been. So volumes have fallen off there, but man, it has been pretty incredible there. Just getting up to where we're at the moment. And some people have got some very bullish numbers for these. Of course, this is the daily here on the incentive token. We got resistance at 61,000. And yeah, it's going to be fun to see where this goes. And some people have got some big numbers, and I think it is looking very bullish, particularly for May onwards. So we'll see how we go. We did sort of get into this interesting enough. We did get at the moment, we are kind of in this resistance zone here. And look at that. That's pretty interesting. So where we've bounced from 61,000. So maybe we can get to 71 before we have any sort of real serious hardcore resistance. But definitely in the we'll get up to the first resistance zone. Definitely 71,000 is the next one there. So if we bust that 61, 71 is where we're going. And some people got some big prices for incentive token. I won't speculate on what they are, but you can get into our price chat in our Discord. They're talking about things like that, and yeah, moon math. All right, so let's get into PHEX. PHEX, of course, the weakest of them all, ironically so. But will it be that way in the future? We shall see. At the moment, of course, we've broken that 1 penny line, and we've got some support at 8,800. So 8,800 there is the support line. We're currently at 9,800 at the moment, so 88 is the support line there, and we've got a bit of room to move on the RSI. All the RSIs are pretty similar across the board there at 34. Now, I would say that we've got potentially, I would say we have more down pressure for Hex than we do for Pulse and Pulsex. I think that's pretty widely accepted there. And yeah, so 8,800 would get us down into the zone here where we had resistance back in October. And this is on the weekly chart here. And so, yeah, we might stay down a bit longer here too before we come back up compared to Pulse and Pulsex. Just remember that. But hey, look, it's still pretty cheap, anything under 1 cent. So I think we can be pretty happy with that on PX. PX is the magic upright side of the chain. So just remember that. Now, EHEX, of course, is also down here, just below 1/1800th of a penny. That there is way oversold. It's been oversold for a long time now, and that is continuing to play out. So we'll see how far it goes. No real history there on the particularly. This is the bridge and EHEX, of course, the pulse chain. So no real history there. So that's got potentially could keep moving down if PHEX keeps moving down to 8,800. All right. What have I got here? We got the ratios. I thought I had the ratios. Yeah. So here's the ratio to PHEX to EHEX. So PHEX to EHEX here at the moment. So look at this, 5.2. Now I've got a band here. So this is the band. The top of the bottom of the band is a 4-to-1 ratio. So that is a 4 EHEX to 1 PHEX, or 1 PHEX equals 4 EHEX, however you want to put it. And of course, the top of the range there, I've got a 6.6. So 6.6 EHEX per 1 PHEX there, or hex on pulse chain. And then I've got a smaller one here. This is probably the near term. Is at 5.7. So 5.7 here, and currently we're at 5.25. So yeah, we had a high just over 10x, so 10 EHEX per 1 pulse. We started, of course, before Richard Hart posted about EHEX at 1.77, and we're currently at 5.23 there. Obviously, if we do go down on the PHEX side, probably drag down EHEX a little bit potentially, and of course just drift up, probably get some resistance at the 5.7. Their ratio. So we'll see how we go with that, but that's kind of where I suspect it will go. We've definitely got that uptrend supporting that as well. The other big deal, of course, is that we have had some major pulse alerts with a whole ton of hex coming over the pulse chain, and BankX hex here with 303 million hex bridge to pulse chain, 200 million hex bridge to pulse chain, 150 million hex there. So a bit of alert around that. We do see that on Uniswap here on the V3 where we had those big walls. We've got the wall at 3.2 cents. So that is still sitting there. It goes all the way up to 5.3. But it does appear that we've got some hex coming over here. And so, yeah, something is happening there. Come home hex, that's the thing. So we've got lots of different things going on there. BankX Bozos, someone says. BankX says someone. So we've got lots of stuff there. I don't know if anyone's done any further investigation on that, but that is pretty much what's happening there at the moment with the hex, and that was in the last hour. 1 hour, last hour for this. Pulse has moved down by 6.1% in the last 47 hours. So there we go. But yeah, this hex has moved over in the last 3 hours. So that was some time ago. So that is in play at the moment. So we'll see what happens there. All right, bam. Let me just jump back there. So that is EHEX there at the moment. And we'll see what happens with the BankX over on the Pulse chain. Some major moves happening there. All right, let's jump back to the charts here. So we're going to get into the rest of it. Gas prices at the moment, 500,000 beats. So we're probably, what, 2.5 times higher than normal on the gas prices there. So a bit of activity as we speak on the Pulse chain there. 2 cents for a Pulsex swap. 1/10 of a penny for a pulse coin transfer, and 3/10 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer. We're 1,369 times cheaper than Ethereum, and Ethereum Gwei at the moment is particularly low, 19 Gwei. So $25 for a swap or 2 cents on PulseX. You make your choice there. And of course, the validators there probably pretty similar, are they? Yeah, 49,349 validators, 1.58 trillion pulse off the market with the validators, which is so good, right? So we've got the liquid loans getting PulseX off, and of course the validators staking as well. Getting Pulse off there. So let's look at the lock coins for Pulse. We've got 2.5 trillion Pulse off the market. It looks like it's dropped a little bit there. I think it used to be up around 2.6 or something. So we've got 1.58 trillion in validators. It's pretty similar. Liquid loans is down to 831 billion, so it's definitely dropped off there at the moment. And of course we've got PulseX with 786 billion PulseX locked off the market. So that's about twice that with the buy and burn. So it's doing pretty well. I wish we had some percentages there. It'd be quite handy. All right, the bridge. Now this is the heartbeat, the health heartbeat, the heart check. We've got $131.2 million over on the bridge at the moment. You guys know when we peaked out on the big rally that we had back in the day, So back here, we were rallied up here. I think it was up here. Yeah, we were at about 180 million. So 185, I think it was, somewhere in that ballpark. Now we have had the ETH, the DAI here just has come off a little bit, so we probably lost another $1 million over the bridge. Back to Ethereum there, 42.3 million US dollars in DAI. We got 32.25 million in ETH, 23 million in USDC, and 16.9 in USD Tether. Now, I can't remember exactly what the numbers were the other day for USDC or the USD Tether, but of course we could go back and watch the video and check that out. Obviously, EHEX is coming down, so the EHEX is making a major pull down of that value. That's kind of where we are at the moment. We've still got $4 million of Coast, still $16.7 million USDL, and $9.1 million of PXDC there through the two liquidity forks there at the moment. All right, so that is it for the day. We're going to be starting day 325, of course, and that's pretty much it. But we're going to get into some of the other charts. Before we do that, though, let's catch up in the chat there because I have been talking a bit. So let's find out who else has jumped in here. Where did I get up to? We definitely got up to Magnus, hey Superman. We got Archie in the house there. Evening Hex Token. Pineapple 888, Superman morning. Good morning to you as well. Academiciated in the house there. Payday in 4 days. Payday, keep that price down. Yeah, some people like that. It's just like timing is so important, especially when the markets come down like this and you think, oh, it's getting down towards the bottom of the range. Might go down a little bit further, but man, I want to get that new capital coming in, pick up all that volume. I know what you mean there, academiciated. Smart move, smart move. Hex Squid says, I'll buy sub 1 cent Hex. Yeah, well, it's definitely below. Might go a bit lower, like I say, but it's definitely in the buy zone. But the cheaper you get it, the more volume you get, and more mad gains to the upside, right? That's how it works. Blobfish King in the house there with all the emojis looking good. Hey, welcome again, Blobfish King, and of course Brian, our community leader. What's up, folks? And Brian's amazing, does amazing things for our community. Big shout out to you, Brian, and also a master gamer as well. Loves gaming. What's that game that you guys play? The one with the people flying around off a little flying bus or something. They love that game. Whatever that game is, let me know in the chat. All right, I love talking about it like I'm a complete idiot about that game. That's so funny. It makes me laugh at myself. So anyway, let's get into some of the project teams. Now, you guys know I haven't got around to finishing this list off, so ever since I lost all my data. Did we get the answer there? Brian says Fortnite. Fortnite there. Yeah, Fortnite is the game. Sorry, Brian. We got Kristen in the house as well. Hey, what's up, people? Good to see you, CC. We got Lal in the house. There's Fortnite. Yeah, there's Fortnite. Yeah, flying around there. You guys play it. It's a bit of an addictive game. That's probably why I don't try to play it too much because it does seem very addictive indeed. All right, what else there? We got Pulsepot is everything's pretty much down. Of course, let's go to instead of going by liquidity, let's just look at the ones that are up there. So Pulsepot is actually up 28%. Wow, to $8.39. So nice play there with Pulsepot. And of course, they've had the March Madness on for Pulse Predict, which is the new website up for Pulsepot. We've been enjoying that. Magic Upride is up 2% there from the Magic Upride team. Now, we interviewed them a couple of days ago with Ty on this channel. So if you want to go back and watch Magic Upride, we had all the latest updates there. They've still got their golden beanie NFT out there being minted out. So they're talking about that having a lot of upside perks. So don't go check that out as well. It's kind of where we are at the moment. Looks like ZKZX, the Tornado Cash Fork, is down 3.8%. So there's a bit of opportunity there. Everything is pretty much there for the wanting. We got the launch token there at 20.6%. Now they're doing quite a few updates on the X social platform for you. So if you're a part of that, you definitely go check all those updates out. Staking, I believe, finishes within the next 24 hours. So if you're going to be staking there, you better get your stakes in. What else? I think that's it. Earn Protocol there from Power City is down 18%. Some big opportunities there. Loan token down 16.6% as well. Big opportunities to pick up some of those blue chips, liquidity forks there at the moment too. All right, let's jump over to the derivatives. Have a look at the Hedron Icosa. These are Hex derivatives, of course. We've got Icosa on Ethereum is actually up 30%. Hedron is down 1.7% on Pulsechain. Hedron is down 3% and Icosa is down 3% there. So that's not too bad actually for those as well. Quick jump to the influencer coins. Axis Alive is the only one that's got a bounce today, up 9% at 20,000. Now I saw it at 18,000 just earlier today, so that's only just bounced recently. Ben from Ben Armstrong V1 is down 2%. Nope token from Randy Lasky is down 4% at 2,500. Still looking pretty good. There's the nope token there, so that's doing pretty well. Paul Pleb is down 4.5% from Hexy Bastard, and yeah, that's where it is. And more token from Trayvon, 49 cents. But he's been launching some other meme coins, hasn't he? So there we go. So that's it. Let's go to the overall though, and have a look at what your friend Somi. He's been flying through the meme coins. Is all the craze at the moment. And of course, we'll go by 24-hour there. We can see, was it Soy MMI? So I'm not sure who actually launched this. Let me know in the chat if you guys know, because I was watching some posts, but I didn't actually, look at enough of them. But anyway, this is pretty speculative, right? So just remember that. But it's, these speculative ones, when they got a big brand like your friend Somi, they can do some pretty crazy things to the upside. Currently up 62,000%. And it is currently $2.85, and it looks like it might bounce higher here with a bit of a resistance here at $2.88. So it's only been around for a few hours, so just take that into account. Was it 5 hours and 21 minutes ago there as well? What's the actual totals applied? It's 9,700 in the actual pool. And what is the actual supply of this? Let's have a look. 21 million soy me's. So I don't know. Is this something that Golkey did or something like that? Seems like that. Somebody might have done that. It was one of the influencers, I'm sure. I'm not sure if it was Somi himself though, because it's got soy in it. So maybe that's not the case. It's got 169 holders based on this update. So we'll see how it goes. All right, that is out there at the moment. So that's obviously doing some crazy stuff there. What else is looking interesting? Bag tokens, some Louis Vuitton, Rich Art Louis Vuitton bags. These are all pretty speculative little pools, 7,800. That's up 1,300% at the moment. Pulsepot, out of all the legit utility ones, DeFi, GameFi, that's up 28%. So it looks like Pulsepot winning the day there. Followed quickly by Gophers there from Goldkey and Dipcatcher. Gophers up 13% there as well. Now that is multi-chain, of course, now. Ethereum and Solana was the last launch. This Lambo token, we saw this yesterday, was it? Or the day before we were talking about it? Did I stream yesterday? No, it wasn't. The day before we saw Lambo. It's still up 10%. It's pretty speculative as well. Access Alive, like I say, is one of the influencer coins. We covered that's up 10%. So those seem to be the ones there. Looks like Adian's actually not doing too bad as well, isn't it? Launch money there just got up 15%. So that's just jumped up here. The old launch, we just talked about that. But the one I want to look at was this Reptilian currency. So this is like a PDGC. And this thing has really decided to make a move, isn't it? So it's got 132K liquidity. Really, it looks like a clone of PDGC. Seems to be operating okay though. It's hasn't got many followers on X, 124, but seems to be doing some stuff. I do like the artwork, but be careful with artwork. Can be like a honeypot, right? But it seems to be ticking away, and it's got so many of the same features, obviously. But in crypto, you get lots of clones. So, and at the moment, the price is doing pretty well. I can't argue too much with that. That's the weekly. So let me go to the daily here. That is the daily chart at the moment. So it's been operating a couple of weeks. How many weeks is it? Let me have a look here. 18 days and 23 hours. So 2.5 weeks, almost 3. So yeah, it's got a big W pattern in there. That's got to be bullish, right? 1835 and with 5 zeros at the moment. So that is TRC. Not too bad. I think Wookie might be in that one. Congrats, Wookie. Good on you, mate. As we say down under, good on you, mate. So there we go. Yeah, so there's some of the highlights there. Those are the ones that are in green today out of that leaderboard. And how much liquidity? $35 million in volume. I mean, that's down, but it's not bad. I mean, it's not down. I think we were down at 10 million at some stage, weren't we? So I think 35. I mean, it's not huge, but it's it's still ticking away there at the moment. And of course, it's got a few opportunities in play here with some of these key volumes here. We've got a 159K volume in the soyme one. What else there? I'm just looking at some of these other ones there. Louis Vuitton bags got 8,200. Gopher's got 66K in volume. Lunch token 21. What else there? So there's a bit of volume going through there. And that is pretty much it. All right, 40 minutes in the live stream. I think that was a pretty good run through. I just realized I wasn't even showing the screen, so I do apologize for that. I wasn't even showing the screen all that time. Let me see. What else? There let me just show the screen just quickly so you know what the heck I was talking about. Bam, let's go. What else there? So yeah, these are the ones that I was talking about. So we've got Somi at the top there, up 60 or 2,000%. Like I say, we got Louis Vuitton bag there, 1,500% up at the moment. Pulsepot is probably out of all the DeFi GameFi is up the most, 28%. And followed quickly by Gophers, which is 16% there. That's a 404 contract, remember? And then Access Alive, the influencer coin, up 10%. What else we got there? And then Alien Reptilian there one. That's the one I was sort of showing when you couldn't see the screen. And that is the sort of W pattern on there. It's at 1835, so it's going pretty good, up 9%. And the website, of course, is pretty much a clone of PDGC, but looking good. I mean, it looks good. I like the artwork. And like I say, that is pretty much where we are on that. All right. And what did I say? I said something about the volume, didn't I? Let's go to the volume. Yeah, the volume at the top here, 35 million, which is not, I think we did get down to as low as like 10 million or so. So we're not down there anymore, 35, but still it's on the lower side. But, you know, once things really boom on the upside, I'm sure that's going to, you know, double, triple, all that good stuff. All right. Let's see where we are here. It's been a while since I forgot to show the screen, so which is, you know, not too bad. Even though I didn't read Sandy's comment here. If I'd read that, I would have known. No charts. No charts. Yeah. Let's see what else. Let's see here. Just going through some of those. Sandy staked her launch tokens. Very wise. Very wise. Yeah, I think there's in the last 24 hours to do that. That's a launch pad, of course, Pulse Launch, which is our first launch pad on Pulsechain. I'm loving TRC, says Lel. What else there? Elias Beneath says, super. Yeah, probably the charts there. Yeah. Let's see what else there. Wookie. No, Wookie did not get an NFT today. No, we're talking about the reptilian currency, that sort of DAO project. Like PDGC is like a DAO project with taxes and stuff like that. And, tell no one, super says Wookie. Tell no one. I staked my launch today. One says Lal. Nice one. Well done on that one. Twice says Lal. So Lal's big time. So Lal and Sandy big time into the Pulse launch there. I think it'll do well. Yeah, what's the other one there? The reptilian currency, which I think Wookie's in it. I'm not supposed to tell anybody, but it accidentally came out. So that's just the way it goes sometimes. Sorry, Wookie. All right, so we're going to wrap up there for 2 minutes on the live stream. Hopefully that was a cool market update. Definitely, you know, opportunity of a lifetime on Pulsechain. Prices on pullback here looking very juicy. Definitely in that price range to pick up after multiple days of down days. Yeah, it looks like yeah, either here or just a little bit lower. Good opportunity to pick up for the upside there, particularly Pulse and PulseX and incentive token. Sandy says it's a lottery ticket for me. Haha, says Sandy. That's talking about Pulse launch there and the staking. Well, you know, should be fun. Should be fun. Now we are waiting for I'm waiting for TYCZ. Now that's coming up in April. In fact, I've got that in my calendar somewhere. Now it's the 1st of April. No, it's coming in May, isn't it? In May. So where is it? TYCZ, 15th of May. 15th of May. It is coming up for TYCZ. I can't wait for that. That's going to be huge DeFi from Jacob's ecosystem. So looking forward to it. I think that'd be good. Now, I couldn't see too much else out there. Remember, guys, don't fall for the FUD. You know, keep yourself rational on the opportunities in front of you. And if you see the sort of the end of a big downtrend, that's typically a good place to buy, right? You want to buy low and sell high. That's kind of the basics there. So yeah, keep out of the drama, so too much drama, because it will make you move. Your opinions will keep fluctuating before you've noticed that you've missed out on a lot of opportunities, right? So just remember that. Also, the meme coins, you know, they're pretty speculative. So if you're going to play that game, use a small percentage of your portfolio, and of course, you got to be in early. You got to be in early. That's the key, right? We got to be in early. So you do have to follow like a hawk. So yeah, definitely if you're going to play a little bit of that. But generally, you know, good opportunity to pick up a lot of the RH Gold crypto stuff, a lot of the, you know, blue chips that look good for the long run. And that's probably some good advice there, and keep the drama out. That's why we are no drama on this channel, because we focus on the value. Freedom channel, family channel, and no drama channel. That's right. We try to fit in that niche, and I think we do a pretty good job in that space. if I say so myself. 3 cheers. Hooray, hooray, hooray. All right. Enough of that. Hey, if you guys want to get into our Discord and continue the chat with a whole lot of people that are in Pulsechain and Hex, then definitely use the link in the video description. It's $5 a month, 16 cents a day, so it's pretty good value. You all the information, all the cool community people in there, make some good online friends as well as pump your bags. And of course, if you want to go to that next level, join our strategy club, multi-chain opportunities, and we've got some good ones. Got some good ones coming up. So definitely get into that. It's $30 a month, but multi-chain, and we do get into intel and strategies and stuff like that. So definitely a good place to be. All right, links in the video description. What does it say? Wiki says Wiki may have a hot NFT reptilian. I didn't know they had NFTs. Do they have NFTs for that, Wiki? We might have to talk about that in the Discord. See, that's what we do in the Discord, talk about stuff like that. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's put out a video today just to wrap things up. And where is my favorite video? You guys know it. Magic Carpet Ride. Enjoy. It's going to be fun. And May's looking pretty good, doesn't it? May looks good for the Magic Carpet Ride takeoff. Look forward to it. All right, take care, everybody, and I'll catch you again tomorrow. Hope you guys have enjoyed your Easter. The last day of today, of course, is for us down under is Easter Monday, and then it's back to work for everybody, right? Back to work. That's the way it goes. All right, bye for now. Take care.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.